All right, let's jump right into this because we have an absolutely fantastic explainer lined up for you today. We're taking a deep dive journey that starts with massive global business strategy and lands quite literally on the sun-drenched sands of Cape Verde. Specifically, we're going to unpack everything you need to know about the brand new Barceló Praia, Cape Verde, a 5-star resort that's making serious waves on Santiago Island.
Here is how we're going to break this down today. First, we'll look at the €80 million bet behind this project. Then we'll step inside the resort itself, check out real guest reviews, explore Santiago Island, and finally, wrap up with some absolutely essential travel and safety tips you need to hear before you go.
Okay, part one, an €80 million bet on Cape Verde. €80 million. I mean, let that sink in for a second. That is a massive number, and it serves as a huge vote of confidence in Cape Verde's ongoing tourism boom. The Barceló Hotel Group, which, by the way, is Spain's second largest hotel chain and the 29th largest in the entire world, is betting incredibly heavy on this archipelago. They looked at the potential here and just decided to go all in. And they aren't just pouring all that capital into a single building either. They are strategically expanding across the whole country. Beyond the capital of Praia, they're building a new 160-room 5-star property over in Boa Vista. And in Sal, they're planning a massive 260-room adults-only resort. They are essentially stamping their footprint across the most critical hubs of the entire archipelago. But for our explainer today, we are zooming in on the flagship of this whole operation, the newly opened 80-room Barceló Praia, Cape Verde. This place actually holds the title of being the only 5-star hotel on the entire island of Santiago, and with its modern architecture seamlessly blending sleek glass and local stone, it makes a really bold statement right there on the coastline. Moving on to part two, let's actually step inside the Barceló Praia and see what this looks like. Okay, the primary draw here is just undeniable. Look at this incredible infinity pool. It sits right on the edge of the Atlantic Ocean, looking out over Praia Beach. The design perfectly captures that laid-back, tropical paradise vibe. You've got these expansive sunbathing areas, parasols, and loungers that practically demand you sit down, soak in the sun, and just stare out at that horizon. Beyond just lounging by the pool, the dining spaces are a huge focus. You've got the Jasmine Breakfast Terrace, which gives you sweeping ocean views to pair with a huge selection of sweet and savory morning dishes. And then, to cap off the evening, there's the Breeze Gastro Bar. It's this super chic, vibrant, modern space where you can grab a cocktail and try out cuisine that has a really fun, local Cape Verdean twist to it. Now here is a seriously cool architectural quirk about this place. The hotel was actually built with a convex shape. This wasn't just some random design choice. Because of that outward curve, literally no two rooms in the building are exactly identical. Some are going to give you these wide open sea views, while others offer really unique vantage points looking back toward the bustling city of Praia. It basically means even if you come back year after year, your room experience is going to be slightly different every time. All right, section 3, we've seen the glossy brochure version. Now let's talk about the real guest experience. So the reception so far, it's been stellar. The property is currently sitting at a very high 9 out of 10 overall rating on Trip.com. And I really want to highlight this specific quote from a guest named Jill, who wrote, "Immaculate, stylish rooms and some of the best beds we have ever stayed on. But what makes this place special is the staff." This is a recurring theme you see over and over in the reviews. The local staff are consistently praised for being exceptionally warm, friendly, and genuinely invested in making your stay personal. But, let's keep it grounded. It's a brand new property, so naturally there are some growing pains you should be aware of. While everyone loves the aesthetic and those immaculate beds, a few guests pointed out that the beautiful outdoor breakfast terrace occasionally suffers from a local fly problem, so you might be swatting bugs away from your morning coffee. Also, if you're big into fitness, the gym is surprisingly small, windowless, and a bit under-equipped for a 5-star rating. Oh, and specialized massage therapists are apparently only on site on specific days, so booking a spontaneous spa treatment can actually be pretty tricky. Section 4. Let's step outside the resort doors and explore Santiago Island itself. So, Santiago is the largest island in the Cape Verde archipelago, and it is wildly diverse. You've got Praia, which is this vibrant, bustling African capital filled with markets and amazing live music pouring out of the local bars. Just a short trip away is Verde, a UNESCO World Heritage Site steeped in history. For the nature lovers, the island's volcanic origins mean you can hike through these lush green valleys that suddenly turn into barren, rocky landscapes. And if you happen to visit in June or July, you can catch the Tabanca Festival in Asamada, which is this incredibly powerful local celebration commemorating the liberation of slaves. And bringing all of that island adventure back to your home base, just look at this. Picture yourself island hopping. You take a quick 45-minute inter-island flight from Sol via Cabo Verde Airlines, drop your bags off in your room in Praia, and immediately step out onto your private balcony to the stunning Atlantic view before you even head out to hike. It's a pretty great setup. Finally, Section 5. Before you book any tickets, we need to talk about essential travel and safety rules. Let's kick this off with a very reassuring number, 900. Cape Verde is widely known as a safe, democratically stable country, and they take tourist security very seriously. Under their Safe City program, they have over 900 CCTV surveillance cameras monitoring key tourist zones across islands like Santiago, Sol, and Boa Vista. It really helps ensure a secure, comfortable environment for both the locals and the tourists. Now, if you decide you want to rent a car to go explore those volcanic mountains on your own, you have to respect the road rules. The good news is your foreign driver's license is perfectly valid for up to 6 months. But be warned, seatbelts are strictly mandatory for everyone in the car. If you rent a scooter or a quad bike, do not skip to helmet. It is required by law. And pay close attention to the speed limits, which cap out at 50 kilometers per hour in urban zones and 90 kilometers per hour in rural areas. And this brings us to one safety rule I absolutely have to emphasize. Cape Verde enforces a very strict 0.5 grams per liter blood alcohol limit for drivers. They do not mess around with this. If you have what feels like a harmless extra cocktail at that Breeze Gastrobar and you get behind the wheel, you could be slammed with a massive fine of up to 250,000 Cape Verdean escudos. That is roughly 2,500 euros. So please, enjoy the fantastic local drinks, but absolutely take a taxi if you do. So when you add it all up, the massive 80 million euro investment, that brilliant convex architecture, the glowing staff reviews, the volcanic trails of Santiago, and their robust safety infrastructure, it really begs the question, is Cape Verde your next great escape? I hope this explainer gave you a clear, honest look at what makes this destination so compelling. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and keep exploring.